Okay, good morning, everybody. We are going to be taking a look at lesson 11, the draw loop. This is going to take us through, I want to say bubble 7, but I'm not exactly sure that I remember. So, our question of the day was about a flip book. Flip books, if you recall, are pretty much where you have the illusion of motion because you flip through, kind of like a cartoon, you flip through and you have a slightly different picture every single time, and it gives us an illusion of motion. This is exactly what the draw loop is and what it's going to do for our computer code. The new code, we have again 2 right here. If you take a look and click on bubble 1, it will take you out for further explanations as to what the draw loop and frame rate are all about. So that is available to you right here on bubble number 1. Again, once you've read through this, make sure you hit continue. We did watch the video in bubble number 2 as you go back and forth with bubble 2. Feel free to watch and rewatch this as much as you would like, but because it is available to you, I am not going to bother watching it here in this particular video. Okay, for bubble 3, it is simply asking us to take an example of the draw loop at work. It says to run the code to see how it works, discuss with your partner whether this looks like the flip book you saw in the video, why or why not. As always, I like to turn on my grid, and I'm going to go ahead and hit run. And what we see is a bunch of different circles or ellipses being drawn. Remember, in a draw loop, what happens is it reads the code, and when it gets to the end of this green loop, it jumps back to the top and does it over. So what is basically happening here is that this ellipse, which is being at a random location for X and a random location for Y, is being drawn over and over and over again. Why does this not look like a flip book? Well, it's pretty simple. The reason why it doesn't look like a flip book is because each of these drawings is being drawn over and over and over on top of each other. And we're not resetting the background, we're not deleting anything. So you just keep getting more and more of these ellipses added on, added on, added on. Okay? As always, once you are done with bubble 3, make sure you hit the finish button. Okay, so for bubble number 4, again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit run on this. And I see that mine is just generating green dots. And over here in the example, I'm generating both orange and green dots. So I'm going to reset this. It says add code to the program. So you are drawing orange circles too. Move your program so it looks like the one on the right. Okay, cool. So obviously first I am going to need an orange fill. And again, if I want it being drawn over and over, it needs to be inside this draw loop. So I'm going to have fill color, yellow, and I'm going to add an ellipse. Now, pay attention to the numbers inside the ellipse. If I run this now, see how big that one is right there? I don't want that, oops, nope. I don't want it to be that big. So I am going to make sure that just like before, I'm going to insert a random number for my X location, a random number for my Y location. Oops. Let me get rid of these instructions. It's hard for me to see. For my Y location, there we go. And I'm going to set this up just like my green one from 0 to 400. And again, my Y location is going to be from 0 to 400. Now keep in mind, I also need to set my height and width, and I'm going to set these at 50 and 50 because remember 400 is the entire grid, but 50 to 50 would be that would fit inside this one little square. So I'm going to set that at 50 and 50. Again, I'm going to be making a green ellipse at a random location, a yellow ellipse at a random location. The code should get to the bottom of my draw loop and jump back to the top and do it all over again. And that's exactly what's happening. The only difference is I think these look more yellow than orange. So I'm going to just change this to from yellow to orange. And there it is. Once you're done, as always, make sure you hit the finish button. Bubble number 5 is simply a prediction. So looking at your code, what do you think the code is going to do? Obviously, this is a prediction. As long as you do it and your answer is reasonable, you should receive credit. Bubble number 6, it says try changing the numbers in a random block running the program again. So notice I can now animate my thing. It looks like my little alien guy is dancing. So it says I have a sprite rotation, random, and then I draw the sprite inside the draw loop. Okay? Keep in mind, I am continuously resetting the background. So I set my background orange, I rotate my sprite, and then I draw the sprite, and then I reset the background, rotate the sprite, draw the sprite. And again, it creates the illusion that my little alien is dancing. Okay. And it says try changing the numbers in the random block and running the program again. All right, so we can do that. So maybe I want to go from -20 to +20. And let's see how that alien runs now. And you can see it's a much bigger kind of shake that's happening. All right. So that is done. I changed the numbers. I'm going to continue. Okay, so this is the one that I will be looking at. Again, you have an example here where both the pencil and the paintbrush is being are moving. When I run the program, however, only the pencil is moving. Your job in number 7 is to get the paintbrush to move just like the pencil. All right, and this is the one that I am going to leave for you to do on your own. Again, you are going to have to somehow fix the code inside the draw loop to make this paintbrush move just like the pencil. I'm sure you guys will be able to figure this out. It'll be a lot of fun, hopefully, and you will get it correct. All right, if you have any issues or questions, obviously contact me via email. Other than that, I'm sure you've got